So, Paige Bueckers, the probable number one pick in the WNBA draft, is after, by the looks of things, getting hurt. It's really, really not ideal. It's just not, like, it's absolutely a not, there's no intent in it. But at the same time, like, I think maybe you could argue that it was a dangerous play. So this is what ended up happening. So Paige is dribbling the ball. This is in slow motion, by the way. Paige is dribbling the ball. The ball is there. And in this scenario, look, I don't think you should be diving on this ball. I think it's a reckless play. But again, it is a basketball play. Not necessarily being the game of 26. Like, I still don't like the dive, but again, I'm not gonna. So many players, you're being told, you know what, go dive on balls by coaches. I just hate seeing diving on balls in general. I think it ends up going badly more often than it ends up going well, but still, I'm not gonna fault either player, but still. So, through her knee. And then even more through the knee. Her ankle's kind of there. And all the way through the knee. The only positive about the whole situation is that she might have gone through the back of her leg. And the weight, like when the weight goes down here, it looks like it's just through the back of her leg rather than through the side of her knee. And it doesn't look like she twists it kind of as she falls. And according to Gino Auriemma, he doesn't think it's too bad when it comes to Paige, which is a good sign. Which is genuinely a good sign when it comes to Paige Bueckers. Like, Gino Auriemma basically saying that Paige will be fine. She looks good. I'm optimistic. Her crying on the bench. Cry might be trauma. And like I stand by this. Like, I always give experiences through myself. Like I tore my MCL and it wasn't too bad, but I also broke my leg at the same time. But the way I went down, I was in so much pain because I tore my MCL 3 times. I legitimately was like, I've torn my ACL. I'm done. And was like absolutely like distraught. It turns out I was out for like 6 weeks. Thought I was out for the year. And then, like, it's a tough one. When you think an injury's bad, like, it's not even crying through the pain. I think it's crying through I've had 2 major injuries and I've just had another one. Which is, crying might be even trauma. And that's exactly what it is. Like, the crying is also anxiety. Like, Paige has had 2 major injuries. So, the reality of the situation is that if she thought maybe I have another one, she's then done. Not even she's done. She's just... It becomes harder. When you have a second major injury, when you have one major injury, you've come back and you have a second one. Like, she literally fought to get back most of her sophomore year and then got injured right before her junior season. And then has fought to get back. And then if she goes and gets herself injured in college and misses the season again, suddenly she's not back. She misses her entire first WNBA season if she's tore her ACL. So I am hoping that it is just it's literally just a panic type situation. It can be really, really tough. It can be genuinely tough when it comes to just the mental part of getting over an injury, which is the hardest part of it all. And then obviously if you think you've gotten hurt again, it could be really, really mentally tough. But the only positive is again, Gino Auriemma, and you see just on random things being like, Gino Auriemma encouraged the Paige Bueckers' knee isn't hurt too badly. And I hope that was the case. By looking at it, like, it doesn't look great. Like, and in fairness to Paige, she's not limping too badly here. I'm glad he said he thinks Paige we should be a little more because it was a dirty play. I don't think it was it wasn't intentional. I think it's one of those plays where it's like, if you allow Gino protected plays, if you allow players dive on balls, that play is going to happen. It was the Dellavedova play on, was it Corver? Like, plays like that happen all the time in basketball. The only way to stop that play from happening is to outlaw diving for the ball. Because who's to say whether or not the ball is there to be won? And especially with young players who are probably had their coach in their ear being like, we're going to do, how we beat UConn is by outworking them. We're going to be the team that dives on every loose ball. Like, really, how many people have had a coach say to them, we're going to be the team that dives on every loose ball? And like, the reality situation is that, to be fair, I think it was a reckless play, but I'm not going to say anything bad about the player. I do think in the rules of basketball, though, an out of control dive for the ball should be a flagrant one, because I do feel like it's such a dangerous play. Like somebody can go through your knee so easily, and within the rules so easily of basketball. Like, it can happen an awful lot. But yeah, it is. Like, that's the thing where it's like, it's a positive thing because how awkward the fall was. The fact that as if it's not an ACL tear, it's a good thing. Like, if it ends up being like, she's out for 2 months. If you're UConn, you're like, you know what, it's not the end of the world. We're probably not going to go into the tournament as a top seed, but like, if you get Paige right for the tournament, that's all that really matters.
What happened with her and where's she kind of
at? She just has some ice on it right now, and it's like when I said about AZ, when these freaky things that happen when somebody runs into you, and so like when it was with AZ, it's not the worst thing that we can imagine. So that's great news.
That's huge. Like, that's absolutely huge, because the last thing anyone wants is Paige Bueckers to be injured. The last thing anyone wants is any player to be injured. Like, I think even if this is like a 2-month-long injury, I think with the way Olivia Miles is playing, you have to say Olivia Miles should be the number 1 overall pick. But she's just been the most unlucky player in college basketball over the last number of years. And hopefully this is just a freak injury, and hopefully she's okay. So that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.